Hi everybody, I'm Courtney Thomas and welcome back to another episode of the Stock Medics. And this is my son.
Kadeem, you also know me as Totos the Mem or the Everyday Dozier, here just to help you get a bigger slice of the pie.
And Kadeem has been trading for a long time. He's always been around it, but he's been trading the Doge and he's also been trading AMC. How's that been going?
Those have been going pretty well for me for sure. I've definitely, as I've been learning, because I've only really been deep into investing for maybe like 2 years or so. And I've just been kind of following, the crowd, seeing what's going on here, what's going on there.
Right.
And then the big news was Doge just a few months ago.
Yeah.
I jumped into that train,
Right.
and then we started.
Where did you get into Doge?
I was lucky enough to get into it when it was just around 3 cents. When I saw it jump up to from 0.01 to 7 cents, and then back to 3, and then that's when I figured, you know what, this is a good time to enter.
Nice.
I might lose all my money, but let's check it out.
Right. And you've got almost 100,000 shares, right?
Oh yeah, very close to 100,000 shares, just a little bit shy.
Right.
And then the reason that it's a little shy is because I've been making a few mistakes as I'm trading and just not really 100% knowing how the charts work and what I'm doing.
So today we're gonna give you another tool for your toolbox, right?
Yes.
Show you how to set up a stock chart, so you can know where support levels are, where resistance are, when to buy, when to sell. Volume is very important. Okay.
Trying to figure out when to hold and not be afraid, because obviously this chart is telling us something very different than everyone else is telling.
Well, it gives you a guidepost. It kind of lights the way, kind of shines a light. Say, hey, look out for this, watch out for that. Or it may just say the coast is clear, just hold. Right?
And I do love holding.
And you do love holding.
Diamond hands.
You're really good at it. You're better at holding than I am. I'm telling you right now. So we're going to start by setting up a stock chart right after the intro. Welcome back to the Stock Medics. Again, I'm Courtney Thomas. Before we go any further, please, I have 3 things I need you to do. 1, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we put up a new video. Before we go on with the setting up the stock chart video, Kadeem, you have a story to tell. They need to hear it.
Yeah, so like we were saying, back at the beginning of the year, I decided to make some calls on Tesla.
Right.
That was December 29th. And then my calls ended up going up from.
You made a lot of money on these calls.
Oh yeah, I ended up making $12,000 in a matter of 1 week.
In
first
1
week of the year.
First week of the year, you made $12,000.
It was a great way to start the year.
It was a good way to start the year. Yes.
And so I was really gun ho about these options, and I'm like, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
So I made some more Tesla calls, and then I lost $2,000, and then another $6,000, and then I'm trying to figure out, how could I have known that it was not going to continue going up?
Or how could you have known that the upward trend has already stopped? All right? This is probably more important, right? So we're going to show you how to set up a stock chart. We're going to put in some overlays, some indicators, and these things just kind of warn you, kind of guide you, kind of shine a light on what you already know. You're already doing well. You've got all the basic skills to be a master at this. I'm just going to give you another tool for your belt. Ready?
Perfect. That sounds great. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So we're gonna use your stock. We're gonna use Tesla.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely one of my favorites.
We'll both learn because Tesla's gotten us both, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just you. Tesla's gotten us both. Good company. Long story. Lots of good products coming out of it.
So yeah, what is a chart here?
So we're going to use candlestick charting, and so what I use is the stockcharts.com. I've been using it for a long time. I'm used to it. It's old school. It doesn't have a lot of moving bells and whistles, right?
Yeah, seems real user friendly.
But what it does, it helps me to get a view of where the stock is, where it has been, and where it might go next.
Okay.
You have the other part of this game. I'm going to give you this part.
All right, perfect.
So, when you first pull up a chart, you're only going to see a few things, and what we can do, we can use this inspect here.
Okay.
We can use that. And when you do that, you can see, you can then point to where you're talking about.
All right.
So for your audience, they can tell this is where we're at. We're talking about the stock being right here.
Get real precise with it. I like that when I'm talking
with
about money.
Right. So you can use the inspect button. That's important. All right. So we'll get rid of the inspect for now. Right. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're going to do, we're going to put in the overlays.
Okay.
Okay.
And the overlays are...
So I'll show you here. If you go down to the bottom of this chart, and like I was saying, whatever chart you use, if you use TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, I don't think Robinhood has a chart, but whichever chart you use, you're comfortable with, use that.
Mm-hmm.
These indicators and overlays should be there. You can pull them down and insert them.
Got it, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start. So it says here you have the chart attributes.
Okay.
Right? And then you have the overlays, and then you have the indicators.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to start with the chart attributes. So what we're going to do, and we're going to pull in full quotes, because you want to know what the price is right now, right?
Definitely.
So you need the quotes. You want to put in price labels that tell you what the price is. Okay. And then you leave the candle not solid, translucent. You want to put in your zoom thumbnail. You want extended hours, so if the stock's trading before or after hours, you can tell, right?
Yeah.
And I'll show you with the crypto charts later, because they're always trading.
Yeah, there's no after hours.
Right.
It's all day long.
So you put in extended hours, it's always trading. We can track that. So now that we've gotten the attributes in, we want to now work on the overlays. And this one has a 50-day moving average and a 100-day and a 200-day. We really want a closer look, so we're going to put in the 20-day here. And
so for all those people who only care about the here and now, it's like, why do we need 20 days and 200 days? How does that help us?
Well, so the 20-day moving average tells us what the stock has been doing in the past 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The, say, 100-day tells us what the stock has been doing in the past 100 days. And a lot of times these differ. So it may have been going up for the past 100 days or 80 days, but what has it been doing for the past 20 days? It might have been taking a downtrend, or it might have been going down for the past 80 days, and now it's turned up.
Okay.
So having different moving averages kind of tells the story or help you to see the story.
I see.
Right? So we'll use the 20-day, and we're going to change this one, the simple moving average there, we're going to make that the 100-day. We don't need 200-day. We'll go into that another time. And then we'll change this here. We're going to add events. We're going to add, we spoke about the parabolic SARs. We're going to add those. We're also going to add the Chandler exit. That tells you to exit. That's a clue. I'll tell you, you may want to exit here.
These are guardrails.
Yeah, so if you were using the Chandler exit when you were trading Tesla in December, you might have seen that it broke through the Chandler exit. You're like, oh, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one way, right? So you want to have that Chandler exit. Pivot points, very important. Pivot points become resistance. Pivot points become support. Support is something that you're standing on. You're not going through it. Resistance is something you can't go through.
I see.
At least not right now.
We want a good support.
You need good support, and you need to watch out for resistance, right?
Okay.
So you want to put in that pivot points that helps you with that. Okay. So we're going to update that. So now we have a chart that looks like that.
There's a lot of lines.
Yeah, a few lines running across. We still have to go down and do the indicators, right, which is here.
Mm-hmm.
So, the chart being generic, it has the RSI.
Yeah.
And it has the MACD, or the moving average convergent divergence, right?
Yeah.
So it has those two indicators. We just need to add a few more. And you don't really, some people may just use volume, and they may just use a moving average. You don't have to clutter up your chart.
Yeah.
You just want to have in it what you need.
I see.
Right?
I see.
So, but we are going to put in a few things here. Accumulation distribution, I think, is important because it tells you if people are buying the stock or selling the stock. Are they accumulating it or are they distributing it? This is important. We'll also use the money flow index. Is money flowing in or money flowing out?
That'll tell me if my money should start flowing out also.
Right. This is important too. So we use the money flow, and we'll also use the full stochastic. We'll update that. Okay, so now this top part of your chart is your body.
I see,
okay?
The body.
And then on the top of the body, you can see the changes, right? So you can see Tesla open. Now we can use this inspect, okay? And then we can point to what we're talking about. So you can see Tesla was at 605 today, closed at 605. You can tell that it was down 3.1%, which was $18.78.
And that's the RSI we're looking at.
You can see the RSI here, and usually you sell when RSI is high, or don't buy. Maybe you don't want to sell. Maybe you want to hold, and maybe you want to buy more.
Like holding,
right? You like to hold, so maybe you want to buy more when it comes down. Okay, but definitely it will say stop buying.
Yes.
Right.
Got
so
it.
when it comes back down here, right here, you can then start buying some more.
Okay. Then.
Okay. So that's the RSI, and then down here in your main body of your chart, you have. We'll take off the inspect. And the thing about having the inspect, it doesn't allow you to move the chart.
I see.
Around.
So now we can move it around.
Now you can move the chart around.
We can see what mistakes I made back in early January.
We can take a closer look. We can zoom in.
Okay, then.
Okay. So you have your RSI, you have the body of the chart here. And here are your moving averages that you put in. You put in the 20-day moving average, the 100-day moving average.
Right.
And then what we need to put in here as well is the exponential moving average, which is the 21-day exponential moving average. This is what the pros use.
Okay, that one's more advanced.
Yeah, you want to have an eye on this one. So let's go back. Find that 21-day exponential. You can find that here. Your exponential moving average here. And that's in your overlays. And then we're going to change it from 20, because it comes standard 20 to 21.
I see.
Update that.
There's a lot to these charts.
There's a lot to the chart, yes. And then you want to go all the way down here and apply that style to all and press OK. So now every stock that you put into this chart, they're going to look the same. You're going to be reading the same overlays, the same indicators, and you get used to it. It's like walking the same road every day.
I see.
After a while, you know where this corner is, where that curve is, the big tree, right? You do it all the time, you get used to it.
And making money becomes just muscle memory.
Just muscle memory. That's right.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks again for joining us here at Stock Medics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also consider joining us in our Discord group through our Patreon. We hope that we brought you some value here today. Thanks again.